The Cardinal baseball team is coming off a CCIW championship and an NCAA regional berth in 2010. That means the target is on its back here and now, with conference play just around the corner. After a week off, the Cardinal Report is refreshed and ready to go, and it starts right now. Welcome to the show. I'm Alex Simmons. This week we're joined by the North Central baseball team and assistant coach Joe Heller. Joe, thanks for coming by today.
Thank you.
So earlier this week, your team went west to Aurora to take on AU. It really was a back-and-forth battle.
Yeah, it was a good game. We showed up to play, and we played a really good team. Aurora's a good squad. Every year they're going to bring out a pretty good team, and it's nice for our guys to get a feel for playing real tough competition in close ball games, back-and-forth ball games, kind of going down to the final inning.
Kind of still at that point where maybe getting a little bit of the rust out. It's good to have a game like this that's really back and forth and really gives them a chance to kind of be in it late in the innings.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially with conference coming up in the CCIW, we're going to be competitive. Every game is going to be 1-2 runs coming down to the final innings of the ball game, and being able to shape up a little bit and kind of get the rust out, get a feeling for what a late inning ball game kind of looks like, for our bullpen, for maybe guys coming off the bench, pinch running, stuff like that. Being in situations where the pressure is on them a little bit. Obviously, taking spring trips, so those are all fun, and you kind of just go through the motions playing baseball, but there really isn't much at stake. When you factor in and kind of compare it to the conference level games and playing Aurora, the in-region games, it's going to hopefully get us to the regional. Being able to be in those close ball games and kind of get that experience under our belt now, it's going to be really good for conference coming up.
Definitely. Well, the final tune-up before CCIW play was a nail-biter. Let's take a look at the highlight. Sulphusburg Park is the site for North Central's final tune-up before the conference season kicks off. Cards up 1-0, bottom of the first. 2 outs and a runner on third. Josh Davidson lays one down on the suicide squeeze. Travis Vanderwall picks it up but can't get it to first in time. Anthony Amade crosses the plate, and we're tied at 1. Brett Van Alzen is next up, and he wants to try the distance route. His double in the gap brings in Davidson and Ryan Adams, and the Spartans lead 3-1 after the opening frame. Fast forward to the 8th now. Spartans up 4-3, but the Cardinals trying to strike back. Nick Daniels gets things started with a base knock. 2 batters later, it's Matt Burke, and he goes opposite field to make it first and second with 1 out. After Peter Romanello walks to load the bases, Brennan Hagensee comes up big in a clutch situation. His base hit brings in 2 Cardinals to give the boys in black the lead, 5-4. Later in the inning, Andrew Highland draws a base on balls with the bases loaded to bring in Romanello. North Central up 2. But Aurora gets back to the offensive immediately. Burke can't handle the Amade grounder. That brings in a run to make it 6-5. Later in the 8th, the bases are full for Joe Singraber, and the senior finally breaks through for his first hit of the day. The liner to left ties the contest at 6. Davidson up next with the bases still loaded, and on 0-2 he takes a Connor Brown pitch right on the noggin. Spartans up 7-6 when Tim Mackey crosses the plate. Cardinals hoping to manufacture a comeback in the 9th, but it wasn't meant to be. Hector Beelan's ground ball in the 6th hole is dug out by Bobby Wilson at short, and the Cardinals fall on the road 7-6. You guys sit at 6-4 now. What's kind of been the roadmap for this season so far as you guys have started? Not too many home games so far. So for some of the Cardinal fans that really haven't seen you guys play yet, what can they expect to see when they come out to the ballpark, and what have you guys done?
They're going to see an exciting team. I think we have a very dynamic team up across the board. The combination of power and speed that we have in our lineup, especially, is something I think a lot of teams don't have. We have a lot of players on our squad. Our depth is very good. So day in and day out, we can kind of cater to what we want to do, game plan wise, to what's going to benefit us best to win ball games. We have the middle of our order, very senior heavy, very very experienced, a lot of power, really good hitting team. complement that with a lot of speed up at the top and the bottom of the order. Could be a lot of fun, real exciting baseball.
Who are a couple of the newcomers for this team that have contributed early? I know Brad Crackle's a guy that we've seen in the fall on the football field. He's come in and been a pitcher. You got a couple position players as well. It's a veteran team, but a couple of newcomers mixed in as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Brad's going to be a really nice addition for us. On the mound, it definitely kind of shores up another starting spot for us. Done a really good job thus far, and he's gonna do a good job on here on out. Offensively, some of the other newcomers is Travis Vanderwall is another big guy for us. Came in as a freshman. Does a really good job both at third base and on the mound. So him being a part of our program is going to be really good for us and kind of using both dimensions to his ball game. Nick Daniels is another one, sophomore, kind of stepping up for us, also at the third base spot. Him and Travis have been kind of platooning over there right now. He's done a really good job, made tremendous strides from last year, especially at the plate.
And you guys open up the conference season this weekend against North Park. Vikings 12-3 right now. What kind of do you expect to see from them when you guys take to the stadium on Saturday?
They're a good club. They're a really good ball club. They're coached really well. We know them well, obviously. Playing in them in conference year in, year out. Know their coaches real well. Their style of baseball is kind of a little bit different than you're going to see from a majority of the CCIW teams. They run a lot. They're going to bunt a lot. They're going to put the pressure on the defense, and should be a good ball game.
How much does the mindset of players and coaches kind of on this team change when it does switch over to CCIW play, when you're kind of gunning for a trophy at the end of the season, gunning for one of those regional bids? I imagine it gets amped up a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. CCIW play and winning the conference tournaments is our number one goal. Getting out and win the CCIW is what we want to do. At the same token, is we got to approach every game the same way. We try and approach practice the same way you approach the games, same way we approach conference games and non-conference games. We can't take it up too much of a level as far as excitement, as far as trying to go too far with our preparation, trying to do too much. If we approach every day like we've always done it, that's going to be their best chance to perform at the highest level.
For sure. Well, the Cardinals streaked to the conference title last season after being picked to finish 5th in the preseason. Last year's trophy brings expectations for more things to come in 2011. We find out more in this week's What's the Word?
It's no secret we won conference last year. I kind of thrive on that. I like that. I like good competition. If we got a target on our back, so be it. We're up for the challenge.
We're definitely going to have a target on our back. You're right. We're going to have to just bring it every day. We're going to face everybody's ace. We're going to see great hitting, great pitching. We're just going to have to come out and be ready to play from the first inning on, play all 9 innings. I like that just because it's good baseball, good competition. We'll be able to play everybody's best, and we're going to come out and give them our best.
So is setting up your guys' schedule with a team like Aurora, a team like Rockford that you guys kind of added in there, is those final tune-ups kind of a strategic move as you guys continue to prepare for conference?
Yeah, strategic and also playing. With the weather the way it is, especially early on in the Midwest, the way we have to deal with kind of the weather and the cold and the rain, the snow, all that kind of stuff. Yes, it's nice to play good teams like Aurora, like Rockford, but it's just a matter of playing. Getting out on the baseball field, playing live baseball, going through everything from pregame hitting all the way through the end of the ball game. We got to get in that routine, that habit of going out and winning baseball games. So yes, it is nice to play quality teams and win against those quality teams, but it's also nice to just go out and play and get in the custom of playing baseball in the cold and doing what we do.
When the weather, comes up as far as baseball in Chicagoland, a lot of people tend to talk about, the players have to go out, deal with, warming up their arms, making sure they stay loose. But you guys as coaches at this level, you guys really have to take care of the field. I know before one of the games last week, you guys poured probably 20-plus bags of Diamond Dry on that field, raking it in. What's it like having to deal with, the weather conditions when you're maintaining the field at this level, kind of with some of this weather we've had?
It's definitely an added element to what we do, especially at our level with what we have available to us. I think it's kind of nice, to be honest with you. I think it gives us a real sense of pride in what we do. Being able to call our guys, getting up early in the morning, pull the tarp, everyone's on the field, taking pride in what we have facility-wise at North Central and what we're able to do. As a program together, being able to get this field ready, being able to put something together, make it look like it does, as nice as it is, and then go out and playing well on top of it.
So kind of the running the whole gamut from the beginning, getting there early to then taking care of business once you guys are eventually able to get on the field.
Yeah, it's what we do. I think it's part of the business we're in a little bit as far as Division III baseball. You can say what it is, whatever you want, but the bottom line is we have kids on our team who are passionate about playing the game and are passionate about this place. When you have that kind of an investment from our guys, not just the coaching staff, we're all invested, but when you really get it from the players and it's real from the players, they genuinely like coming in the morning. Obviously it's early, but they like being there, they like getting the field ready, and they like seeing that final result where, hey, this field looks pretty nice, we're going to go out there and we're going to play well on top of it. Taking
pride in what you do. For you guys as a coaching staff, what do you kind of expect out of this group of around 60 players as we move throughout the rest of the season?
Quality baseball, up and across the board through our varsity and our JV program. We expect to win baseball games. I think that's the bottom line. Wins and losses are what we're all trying to look for here. And with that being said, winning a conference tournament, getting back to the regional, and hopefully making some noise in the regional, going to the World Series.
Does that come with, this is the fourth year this coaching staff has been in place, that you guys, maybe the expected path, have been able to ramp up expectations once you get to year 3, going 31-11 last year, year 4 this year, talking about possibly winning a regional and keeping on moving in the postseason?
Yeah, obviously that's what we're trying to do. I think expectations have raised the bar a little bit. We're trying to get, trying to exceed 31-11 if we can. But at the same time, also just doing what we do. Not trying to put too much pressure on anybody. We're not trying to, go 4-0 on the season and outright win every single ball game. That's not going to happen. Game of baseball, adversity is going to hit. We are going to make errors. We are going to lose baseball games. It's about responding and about winning the next one, maybe winning the next 2, kind of getting on a run and then making some noise.
What are maybe 1 or 2 things this team needs to do to be successful in the CCIW this season when those weekend series start here just around the corner?
We got to take care of our business. I think we got to do a good job of putting pressure on the defense offensively. I think that's something we've talked about quite a bit early on. We're a pretty good ball club, and when we force the defense to make them make plays in order to get us out, we're going to be a good team. Oftentimes, too many fly ball outs, stuff like that, is what's going to kind of hinder us when it's all said and done. But I think we do a really good job of putting the pressure on the defense and try and force them to make plays, and that's going to ultimately lead us to our success, as well as our pitching staff throwing strikes. I think that's kind of what we've started with from day one. The way Fitz has kind of came in, revamped what the pitchers do. It's all about strike one, staying in an advantage count, and then pitching to contact, getting ground balls, and then obviously making those plays.
Definitely. Well, don't go anywhere. We've got more Cardinal Report just after this short break.